Dear students, good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
What we were discussing, dual.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this was done. Dual
Yes,
of
ma'am. You were telling that bridge is act like loop.
okay. So whenever you have cut edge, it will be converted into loop. Means whenever there is bridge, corresponding to bridge we have loops, and whenever two faces x and y, you can just see here. These are two faces. If these are having how many common edges here? 3. This one is common edge, so there will be adjacency over here. This is again y, so again corresponding to E3 there is edge, and corresponding to E4 there is again one edge. Okay, so these multiple edges we get from these common edges. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now length of the face, boundary of the face, length of the boundary of face, that is denoted by L of A. So in this one, length is the length of closed walk on the boundary. You will always look for closed walk. Okay. For example, in this case X, what is the length of boundary of this X? E4, E3, E2. And here it is closed, right?
Yes.
Smallest length of smallest closed walk, that will be your length. Clear? What is the boundary of y? Boundary of y includes E1 as well. So length of x will be, tell me, length of x, face x will be 3. Number of edges present on the boundary, or length of the closed walk. So it is E2, E3, E4, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, length of y. Length
Ma'am,
of y.
we cannot define it because it is unbounded region.
Yeah,
Ma'am, it is unbounded region. How can we define
it is unbounded, but the boundary is this one, na? Boundary, you can just say it is bounded below by this boundary, right? It
it?
is
Yes, ma'am.
bounded below, lower bound of this. So whatever it is bound, that is whenever boundary does not exist, unbounded, you can just take this lower boundary. Okay, lower bound of this one. Yeah. Tell me length of y. Smallest closed walk. Wherever we have started, we have to come back to that vertex.
Ma'am, A, B, B, C, B, A.
This one,
Then upward. Upward.
A. Yes. So this is brace is counted twice and these 3. So it is 5. Clear? 5 is the length. So every brace counted twice. Okay? Or cut edge you can just say. Clear? And in the case of dual of this graph, you got this x and y corresponding to these faces, x and y, these are the vertices, these become vertices, right? And this is a loop, and there is 3 multi-edges between these two vertices. Okay, between these common edges, x and y have 3 common edges. That's why these become multiple edges. Okay. What can you say about the degree of x?
3.
Degree of x?
3.
3. And degree of y?
5.
5.
5. Can you connect it with the length in G? Length of these spaces in G?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
x space corresponds to this small x vertex, right? And this y face corresponds to y vertex. And degree of this x in G star and this length in G. Length in G. Degree of y in G star, this becomes 5 and for x it becomes 3. Why is it so? Yes? Why is it so? Yes? Tell me. Look at G and G star. Degree is coming from the edges, no? These edges. And these edges are defined from where? These edges, whenever E2, that is X and Y, shares any edge, these are connected. These are adjacent over here, right? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this X face and there is whatever the number of edges, these are bounded, or you can set at the boundary of this one, that will be your number of edges coming out from X, right? By taking this as vertex, there will be edges, okay? And this vertex from where it is adjacent, that will be Y, okay? And there is loop corresponding to cut edge or bridge. And every loop corresponds to the degree twice, contributes to 2. Clear? That's why it becomes this one. Yeah, this I already told you. Every cut edge becomes the loop in G star and multiple edges are coming from the common boundary edge. Okay? Whenever distinct faces, in this case X and Y, these are distinct faces, have more than one common edge, then multiple edge formation will occur, right? And whenever there is only one edge, then one edge. Clear?
Ma'am, length of y is 5. How?
Length of
Length
y
of-
is 5. Just first look at the definition of this length. Length of the face is in the plane graph is the total length of the smallest closed valve. Okay, this will be smallest closed valve bounding the face. Okay, so tell me the smallest closed valve that bounds Y. Yes. You can start with any vertex.
A,
A,
B,
B,
D,
D,
C,
C,
B,
B,
A.
A. This is your closed, because we are just focusing on closed valve. Okay, that's why we have counted this twice. Okay, and the definition of this length is given by the total length of closed valve. This is your length. What is the length of this valve? 5, na?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why this face boundary has length 5. Yeah? And here
Yes, ma'am.
I just mentioned that length of face in G will be same as degree of the vertex corresponds to this face in G star. Clear? Yeah. What about the length of this X? This is dividing the plane into one region only.
Ma'am, 2.
2. Just to this, we have open walk. You have to come back. That's why. Okay. Yeah. This we have already done. Length of this inside face is 3. Outside face is 5. Okay. And you can see whenever cut edge, this contributes twice its length. Okay. And any edge present on the cycle which is not cut edge, so every bridge contributes twice to its length. And an edge which is not a bridge, this is not a bridge, this is not a bridge, this is not a bridge. Okay, contributes to the length only once. Okay. Yeah. If you have G is a plane graph, or you can just have G1 and G2, two isomorphic graph, what can you say about dual of this graph? Will they be isomorphic? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure? Answer is may not be. That will depend on the drawing of this G1 and G2. How?
Ma'am, means it should be plain. Then only.
Yes?
I mean G1 and G2 should be plain.
Yes, these are isomorphic, but these may not be isomorphic always. Okay. For example, this is your graph G1. And the isomorphic graph, I can have this one. Clear? This is also plane graph. This is also plane graph. This is your X, Y, and outside is Z. Here also outside region is Z. Okay. Now dual of this graph. Try to find the dual. Dual of this graph. G1 star. How many vertices will be there?
3 vertices.
3 vertices. Yeah. Z and Y have how many edges common? This one, and this one. Z and Y, right? So this is your Z, this is your Y. So there will be 3 multi-edges. Okay? 3 multi-edges, these one. And X and Y has only one edge. So there will be only one edge. What about Z and X? 2 edges common, these 2. Clear? So there will be 2 multi-edges. Clear? G2 star. Here you have X, Z, Y. Now tell me.
Ma'am, 2 multi-edges between X and Y.
2 multi-edges between X and Y. Okay.
Ma'am, 3 multi-edges between Z and Y.
3 multi-edges between Z and Y.
and one multi-edge between X and Z.
One multi-edge, one edge.
One edge.
One edge between X and Z. So this graph is coming as isomorphic, right? Isomorphic to this graph.
Yes.
Here we have isomorphic, here we have also isomorphic. What about if I take some cut edge? Or you can have this graph. This graph is isomorphic to this one. Clear? G1 and G2 are isomorphic. E1, E2, these are the bridges. E1, E2, these are the bridges, right? But the dual is not isomorphic. Why is it so? Because of these cut edges. Cut edges forms the loop, right? Bridge forms the loop in G star. Here also you have three vertices X, Y, Z. There will be a loop on in Z because this E1 is present at the boundary of Z only, right? So at Z there is this loop. So this one corresponds to E1. E2 is present at in Y. So at Y vertex there will be this loop. Here Z and Y. How many common edges are present in region Z and Y? This one, and this one. Three. So there will be three multi-edges. Here and Z and X, two. So there are two multi-edges. And what about X and Y? Only one edge. Here, so this is your G1 star. As you can see over here, what is the length of X? Length of region X will be same as degree of vertex X. Length over here becomes the degree of that vertex. What is the length of X?
3.
3 and 3 is the degree of. Length of Y?
6.
6, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can see degree is 6. Every loop contributes to 2 to the degree, okay? And what about Z?
7.
7. These 3, 2 and 2 for this one. So 7, and you can count it 7 over here. Okay. Now G2 star. G2 star will be Y, this one, X and Z. How many loops present in region Y? That is, how many bridges present in region Y?
2.
2. So 2 loops will be there. Here, these 2 loops. And common edges between Z and Y. This one, and this one. Z is outside, out region. Y is this one. So 3 common edges. Okay, so 3 multi-edges. Z and X, only 1. So 1 edge. And X and Y,
2.
2 multi-edges. Finally, you got this one. Now, as we have drawn differently, so length also changed, right? Length of Y over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 9. Start with this one. 1, 2,
9.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? So 9 is the degree you can count over here. Okay. And for X it will be 3. It is bounded by only 3 edges. What about Y? 4. So degree
Ma'am,
4.
Y.
Then Z 4.
Y is 6 or 9?
Ma'am, Y is 9.
Y 9.
9.
Z 4.
Yes. Z 4 and X 3. Clear? Z4. This one. We have closed it. Yeah. Now, can you say these two graphs are isomorphic?
No, ma'am.
No. Because many things are different. One is the degree constant. Here you have 3, 3. But two vertices, one vertex 7, here no 7 present, no 9 present over here, right? No 4 present. So while mapping in the isomorphism, we map the same degree vertex to the same degree vertex. Okay, if we have degree of this vertex is R, then f of if x is the vertex for which degree is R, fr or fx also should have degree R in the other graph. Okay, if G is this one, H is this one. Clear? But here we can't define any isomorphism, right? So we can have non-isomorphic dual of the isomorphic dual. That totally depends on the drawing part. Okay? How you do the graph. So what we noticed, like that S contributes to length. How much time? Twice, no?
Yes, ma'am.
And we have also seen that, yeah, in G1 and G2, length over here is 3, 6, and 7. Here it was 3, 9, and 4. Length of individual vertex is different, but if you sum for all the length, if you find the summation of length of vertices, what do you get? Same?
Same. Yes, ma'am.
3 plus 6 plus 7, and here 3 plus 9 plus 6. Okay? So here degree, summation of degree will be same. Clear? And for any graph, you know that summation of degree in any graph in G star as well, it will be twice of m. Clear? Same for this one. And you know that degree of vertex is the length of these. Clear? So putting this value over here, what do you get? Length of fi in G, you get 2m. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So these lengths I already discussed in G2, length 3, 9, and 4. Okay. Summation of lengths is same. That is 2 into L. Okay. In general, what you can have in a plane graph having m number of edges. Sometimes you might find e number of edges. Okay, that's just notation. You have this formula holds. Summation of L of Fi, this is 2 into m, where LFI is the length of face Fi. Clear? How we will prove it? Just now I explained degree sum formula, right? In graph G, length of ith face is same as in graph G star degree of ith vertex. Clear? In G, face length is same as degree of dual vertex, corresponding dual vertex. Clear? And you know that by degree sum formula, this will be 2 into m star, but m star is same as m. That's why it is 2 into m. Okay? And this is same as length. That's why by putting this value, we got finally length of Fi is twice into it. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is, for any plane graph, following statements are equivalent. The first statement, if and only if. Second statement, if and only if. Third statement. Okay. G is bipartite. In short, G does not have any odd cycles. Clear? Next, if and only if every phase of G has even length. If and only if the dual is Eulerian. How you will connect it?
We will take 2 and prove third.
Eulerian means degree, so all the vertices degree is even. And here it is given as every phase of G has even length. So in this one, if every phase has even length, corresponding dual vertex will be having even degree. That's why dual graph will be Eulerian. Clear? So this was this. These two are done. What about these two? If G is bipartite, then every phase has even length. Means we can have only the length of closed walk that is even. Length of closed walk counts the phase length, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And as there is no odd cycle, so odd length भी नहीं आ सकती. Clear? Because every cut edge, whenever cut edge is present or bridge is present, this counts twice the length, right? So if k number of cut edges are present in on any phase boundary, then 2k will be the contribution towards its phase length, right? And if no odd cycle, means even cycle, right? Even cycle contributes again even. Clear? That's why it will be even.
Yes, ma'am.
G is bipartite. We want to prove every phase has even length. So length of, for all I, length of Fi is the phase, is even for all the phases of G. And definition of L of Fi is total length of closed walk in boundary of G bounding Fi, right? Right? Suppose this is not true. One I explained by using that bipartite graph directly, and this is by contradiction. Okay. Suppose this is not even, means for some I there exists some odd length. Okay. If length of some phase is odd, then what will be there? There will be odd closed walk, right? Fi bounding this phase, there will be odd closed walk. Clear? And if
Yes,
odd closed walk that contains the odd cycle,
which is not possible.
which is not possible, why G is given as bipartite, right? That's why for all I, length of Fi is even. Clear? So this is given A, we have proved B. Now this implies this. Or you can prove A implies B, B implies C, then C implies A. Okay? Or you can prove A by implies B, B by implies C. So we have only proved A implies B. Now B implies A. Every phase of G has even length. Then G is bipartite. Again, we need to show that if at all cycle exists, that is even in graph G. Okay? So B implies A. Given is the phase length is even. We want to prove this bipartite. Okay. So take any cycle in G, and we know that cycle in any cycle, this edge, if any edge is present on the cycle, that counts only once. Counts for once for the length of phase. Only cut edge counts twice. Clear? So G has, that is CV any cycle like this. So you can draw this G as a plane graph because this was given as planar, right? Plane graph it was given, na?
Yes,
Initially it was given as plane graph. Yes, this is plane graph. So you can draw without edge crossing. Without edge crossing. Clear? Like this. Okay. Given its length is even and it counts only for once. That's why this cycle is what? Even because it bounds the region. Clear? It bounds the region. For example, C bounds the region F. And if C is even, then this is the closed walk, right? This closed walk is given as even, and this only becomes the boundary for this region. That's why it has no odd cycle. C has even length. So even cycle, no odd cycle, C becomes the bipartite. Okay.
Yeah.
Next now, length is even if and only if Eulerian. Now, length of Fi in G it is even, that I already told you, because this is related to the degree, that's why. If and only if even, that is Eulerian. And Eulerian, we know that when a graph is Eulerian, all the vertices have even degree. Yeah. So length is even, that's why degree will be even. Okay? That's why Eulerian. And this is if and only because we have done it now. This one. Whenever G is Eulerian if and only if all the vertices are even. And this is also coming from the definition itself. That's why if and only if. Okay. Next is we have Euler's formula. This you have done in your 9th class. N represents the number of vertices. E represents the number of edges. You can also represent by M. F represents the number of faces in a plane graph. So every planar graph can be drawn as a plane graph. And a plane graph divides a plane into some region. These are known as faces. So F represents the number of regions, number of faces. One unbounded, others bounded. Clear? E is the number of edges. And N number of vertices. Okay. Then you have Euler's formula N minus E plus F. This gives you 2 always. Okay. In any figure where N is the number of points or number of vertices, E is the number of edges, and F is the number of faces. This is also possible in 3D, 3 dimension. For example, in case of cube, or first you can see for K4. The plane part of K4 is drawn in this way. How many regions?
4 regions.
4. So F number of faces is 4. N is again 4. What about E?
6.
Tell me about N minus E plus F. N minus E plus F.
2.
2. Right? In 3D also you can match it. How many edges?
12.
12. N 8. Face
6.
6. Clear? N minus E plus 6. What do you get? 2 na?
Yes, ma'am.
Same thing in the 2D, you can draw it like that. So this is the formula which relates edges to vertices to the number of regions. How many regions? Here these are face. In 2D, it is region, right? One is unbounded. Okay? The rear one, this one, becomes the unbounded. Okay? Unbounded,
Yes, ma'am.
A2, bounded, all there are bounded 5. A3, A4, A5, A6. So in this one, 6 number of faces, 12 number of edges, and 8 number of vertices. Again, we are getting 2. Okay? Now, if someone gives you, does there exist any figure or any plane graph or any, does there exist any structure in 3D with N given, F given, and E given? This much number of vertices, this much number of faces, and this much number of edges. And that does not follow the Euler's formula. Then that does not exist. Okay? Clear? For example, in case of K5, not in K5. K5 I will prove it after proving this one. We can prove it. If the connected plane graph has exactly n vertices, E edges, F faces. Why this is given as plane graph? Why not planar? Even if it is given as planar, you need to draw it as a plane graph. Faces, number of faces can come from only plane graph, na? Plane graph में ही पता लग सकते हैं, right? For example, in case of K4, can you tell me how much faces? How many regions it is dividing the plane into? Now easily you can tell, right? 4. Here, don't know, edges crossing. Clear? That's why it is plane. So G has exactly n vertices, E number of edges, F number of faces. Then you have n minus E plus F is equal to 2 always. That means for a connected plane graph, Euler's formula holds. Clear? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This we can prove by induction on n. N is the number of vertices. For n is equal to 1, n is equal to 1, which graph exists? K1 or P1? Trivial. How many region?
1.
n is equal to 1, number of edges 0, and number of faces is 1. So n minus e plus f. This gives you 2. All? Okay? Now, if G has any loop, if n is equal to 1 and if G has any loop, then how many regions?
2.
2. X and Y. So, number of faces are 2. Number of edges, 1. You have loop. And number of vertices is again 1. So, 1 minus 1 plus 2. Finally, you got 2. Okay? For induction, for E is that is n is equal to 1, this false. Clear? And if there are E number of loops are present or M number of loops are present, then M plus 1 or E plus 1 number, that is F will be E plus 1 number of phases, number of region. Okay, one is unbounded, other are bounded. Okay, induction hypothesis. Suppose up to n minus 1 it is true. That is, the formula holds for G with at the most n vertices. Clear? For n up to n minus 1, this is your strong induction because we have considered all starting from 1 to n minus 1, less than equal to. Okay? Or you can just take up to n it holds, then you can prove for n plus 1, doesn't matter. Okay? I'm proving for n. For n, let G be a graph with order n, E number of edges, F number of faces. Okay? With n number of vertices. Now, as you can see, G is given as connected. Clear? G is given as connected. And you can take any edge present in G, but just not a loop, and contract that. For example, in this one, you can take this edge and contract it. Okay? So G contracted with UV. UV is an edge, which is non-loop. Clear? You have contracted it. This will be a graph with how many vertices? After contraction, one vertex gone, right? U and V will be same. So in this, this is a graph with n minus 1 vertices. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a contraction does not affect faces, number of faces. For example,
And faces will remain same.
number of faces कैसे effect होगे? नहीं होगे ना? If you are contracting this as, again, number of faces will be remaining same. Inside में है वो inside में रहेगा, right?
Yes, ma'am. वही बोला मैं कि faces same remain same.
Faces same रहेंगे, right? And here we have unbounded face, only one face. On contraction, this vertex will be 1. So again, unbounded face. So faces will be remaining same, and edges, as we are contracting one edge, so edges also got contracted. Clear? So n minus 1 vertices, E minus 1 number of edges, and F number of faces. Now, this is a graph. We got a graph with n minus 1 data, right? Now we can apply induction hypothesis on this one because this formula holds with at most n minus 1 or less than n vertices. Clear? So this formula holds for this graph. So for this graph, this formula become number of vertices minus number of edges plus number of faces is equal to 2. So how it will be? N minus 1 minus E minus 1 plus f is equal to 0. So n minus 1, this is the number of vertices, minus e plus 1 plus f is equal to 0. 1 got cancelled. Finally, what we got? N minus e plus f is equal to 2. Clear? This is 2. Because induction hypothesis says that the Euler's formula holds for all the graph strictly less than n order. Okay? And this n is corresponding to which graph? We have considered corresponding to G, na? E and F also corresponding to
G.
G. That's why for G we have this formula. Okay? This was whenever G is connected. Means G has how many number of component? One component. Then this formula. N minus E plus F is equal to 2. Euler's formula. And if G is disconnected, K number of component, then Euler's formula will be N minus E plus F plus K plus 1 is equal to K plus 1. Okay? In case of one component, it is 1 plus 1. Clear? In case of K number of component, it is K plus 1. Okay? So if K number of component, K plus 1. In case of one component, 1 plus 1. Clear? So finally, we got N minus E plus F is equal to 2. Whenever it is connected. If it is disconnected, you can have N minus E plus F is equal to K plus 1. Clear? So for all the planar graph, you can find the plane form of that. Okay? And for plane graph, you have this formula holds. Okay? Now come to question. If G is a simple planar graph, there it is. Simple graph means no multi-axis. Okay? Planar graph, you can draw this graph as a plane graph with order at least 3. Then you have E is at most 3n minus 6. E is less than equal to 3n minus 6. Okay? Moreover, if G is a triangle free, you can say E will be at most 2n minus 4. And what is the size of the graph? Okay? You can write E or you can write M. M is at most 3n minus 6. Okay? If it is planar and if it is a triangle free graph, planar, simple planar and a triangle free graph, then it will be at most 2n minus 4. Clear? Understood?
Yes.
Yes. Proof is, you know that a planar graph can be drawn as a plane graph. So draw G as a plane graph. Yeah, we are proving this for a connected graph. If it is disconnected, you can add some edges and accordingly E will be affected. The number of edges will be added to this one. Okay? If two components connected it by adding one edge and make it connected. Clear? So draw this as a plane graph. And if n is at least 3, then what can you say about length of every face? Will it be 1, 2, 3, greater than 3? And at least 3, na? And graph is connected. So connected है तो at least 3 होगा तो P3 तो हो गई, right? Simple connected graph. Otherwise, it have this much, right? So for N3, we have these two graphs possible. And how many regions? In this case, one region, right? X. In this one, X and Y. The length of each face is 2. Okay, and here length of x is face length
4.
4, right? This much, and again come back. So 4. So whenever n is at least 3 number of vertices are there, and g is given as connected graph, then length of every face will be at least 3. Clear? This is in case of 3 only. You can have for 4. 4 it will be 6. 6. Clear? 6 or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in this case, 5. Okay? Now length of each face is at least 3. And sum of these one, why we want sum? We want to use that degree sum formula. Okay? We want to use that 2m part. Degree sum formula we got length of, not degree sum formula, this is length sum formula actually. This is your 2m. And here we have considered m as e. So it will be 2e. Clear? So if you sum it up, what you are getting? How many components are there? Suppose f number of faces are there. So it will be running from 1 to f. It is greater than equal to 3 summation running from 1 to f. So 3 is being added f times. So 3 into f. Clear? And this one you already know. 2 into number of edges. And 2 into number of edges is given by e. So that's why we got this formula that 2e will be greater than or equal to 3 into f. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, G is a plane graph, so Euler's formula hold, right? G is a plane graph, so n minus e plus f is equal to Euler's formula, right? And we want to find the value for 3f or 2e. Anything you can apply, you can multiply. You can multiply with this e. We want e and n term, right? We want e and n. So 2e. Multiply 2 throughout this one. What do you get? 2n minus e, or you can replace 3f by this one. So just try to replace 3f by 2e. So just multiply 3 throughout, because we want n and e, f we want to replace, right? So you can use this inequality to replace 3f. So 3n minus 3e plus 3f, right hand side it will be 6. Clear? Multiplying 3 throughout. Now 3f, if you want to replace it with 2e, so what should be the case? 2e is bigger, 3f is smaller than 2e. Okay? And this is equal, right? Clear? So what you can replace? It will be 3n minus 3e plus 2e is bigger than equal to 6. Clear?
Yes, ma'am, it is fine.
3n minus 3e, and here it is plus 2e, and we are replacing this. This is bigger than this one, that's why it is greater than equal to 6. Okay, this was equal to 6, but this 2e is bigger than equal to 3f. Other terms are same, that's why it is bigger than 6. Now we just try to solve it. What do you get? Minus e from here, 3n, and here minus 6. So minus e, right hand side will be plus e. So e less than equal to 3n minus 6. Clear? So finally what we got? E is less than equal to 3n minus 6. Understood? So for a simple planar graph, with at least 3 vertices, you have this formula holds. E is less than equal to 3n minus 6. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
And if it is triangle free, then 3 cannot be the length. Right?
4.
It has to be at least 4. Clear? Then it will be 4, 4. Okay? It will be 4. Just try to replace everywhere. Multiply 4 with this one. What do you get? 4n minus 4e plus 4f is equal to 8. Okay? 4f is equal to 8. So you got 4n minus 4e. This one will be 2e. 2e, right? So plus 2e is greater than equal to 8. So what do you got from here? Minus 2e. And this is 4n minus 8 is greater than equal to 2e. And this will be 2n minus 4 greater than equal to e. Cancel 2 throughout. So we got this one. Okay? Clear? On the basis of these formulas, E is at most 3n minus 6, and whenever triangle free, it is at most 2n minus 4. Try to prove K5 and K33 non-planar. This is your exercise. Okay? So for every planar graph, we have this one.
Ma'am, again repeat. Exercise.
K5 and K33 are non-planar. Try to prove and use this formula. In K5, triangle is present? Yes, present. And in K33 also, triangle present, I think. Right? So you can use the first formula to prove these as non-planar. Because for a planar graph, this formula holds. And if this formula does not hold, then the graph will be non-planar. Right? For a planar graph, this formula holds. And that is negation Q implies negation P. So try to show that this formula does not hold for K5 and K3. Okay?
Yes, ma'am, by contradiction it can be proved.
Yes. You will get a contradiction. So I stop here. Yes. Up to 3. Okay.